The Kombat Kast starts now.
That right. Here we go. So say hello, introduce yourself, everyone.
Stephanie, Senior QA Analyst.
Derek Kurtzik, supporter of everything John Anderson.
Wow. I'm Tyler Lansdowne, one of the community managers here at NetherRealm, and behind the power station, it's been a while, Mr. John Anderson.
Hello.
Wow, that was something.
John Anderson.
Keeping it real.
I like to think that he's a pretty charismatic guy. That did not show like I wanted it to.
Well, he's busy with the power station.
The power station is difficult to deal with.
Right.
A couple things.
How many times is he going to mess up today?
Last time he did really well.
Okay.
I think I did 3 last time.
I think so too.
So two.
That's not great.
So here we go. We got a couple things to talk about before we get to it, but we want to get to all this cool stuff because I know I tweeted yesterday about the balance changes and
It's very exciting.
it blew my Twitter up for about 12 straight hours.
Yeah, it's very, very exciting.
There were some the grossest hot takes I've ever seen too.
Oh.
Like people just say like this stuff that like what? Like not gross as in disgusting.
Would you like to give us an example?
Just characters that they thought needed buffed that were like.
I saw Scorpion needed to be buffed a lot.
Oh, cool. That would be a. That would be one.
Yeah, but that'll come up after Nightwolf,
Yeah,
so
we're
you're
gonna
gonna
do
have to
Nightwolf
wait
first.
for the Gears buffs.
And also, just before we start, all of we have a lot of balance changes. The list will be going up very shortly. The balance changes should be going live today.
Today?
For Xbox One and PS4. For Switch and PC, they're coming very, very soon. Remember, Nightwolf is available for early access on the 13th of this month. So, let's get started. Real quickly, a couple of us went to EVO this week. Actually, 3 in this room did. Great show. Congratulations to Sonic Fox, EVO champion. A lot of heavy hitters in top 8.
Yeah, the top 8, my takeaway was Deoxys was the only player that had not previously got an EVO medal, and that kind of shows the consistency of our players, like Hayate, Foxy, Dragon. These are guys that, some of them, it was their 3rd and 4th EVO medals, which is just crazy. Like, Dragon has, like, as many EVO medals as, like, half his age. Like, it's ridiculous.
How many do you have, Stephanie?
3.
Cool. I had a great time. It was good seeing all the fans and seeing all the players and just catching up with everybody and watching a really great tournament. John Anderson, you have a good time?
I'm still tired from it. It's exhausting, but it's so fun.
It is.
How many grasshoppers did you guys catch?
I saw 0 grasshoppers.
0
Yeah,
grasshoppers.
I saw none,
Me neither.
which is good.
Truth.
Insects should die.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
We're
bees.
going to talk real quick about PlayStation tournaments coming up. If you go to the NRS Esports and look through some of the... you should be following at NRS Esports, by the way, if you are into the esports scene.
You should just be following.
You should be following it.
You should.
You should go there. There's going to be a tournament coming up where you can get time crystals, cash prizes, and the winner will get an all-expense-paid trip to NEC. The link should be in the NRS Esports Twitter. Also, you can find it in some of our older tweets on the Mortal Kombat Twitter. So follow both of those. You know what? I think sometimes we talk too much at the beginning.
I've never heard that.
Me neither. So let's cut it off right now. We are going to show more today of Nightwolf. Very exciting. John, can we take a quick look at the Nightwolf picture? There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. I believe, though, we do have a lore minute we would like to talk about.
I do.
So let's do a lore minute.
So one of the things that we're exploring in this game that's new is actually the origin of Nightwolf. How did he get his powers? Who was he before he got his powers? And his real name is actually Grey Cloud of the Matoka tribe. My apologies. And Nightwolf is a mantle, a title, something that actually gets passed down by a great spirit that imbues warriors with power.
Right.
So Grey Cloud didn't start off this noble warrior. He lived on a reservation and was very hopeless and despondent, and he did not follow the old ways or have anything. He was on his way to an early death. And Kano came to him wanting to steal artifacts from the tribe, magical, powerful artifacts that he would presumably go and sell. And Nightwolf, or Grey Cloud, was actually tempted to. He was going to do it. And at the last second, he changed his mind, and he had a change of heart. And Kano mortally wounded him. And as he lay dying, the spirit approached him, and he was deemed worthy, and he became the latest Nightwolf. And he got these spiritual powers, and he defeated Kano and sent him packing and protected the artifacts. And from then on, he's been dedicated to protecting Earthrealm.
Wow.
So is this not the same Nightwolf as before?
It
or
is.
this the lore of the
This
Nightwolf
is just
we've
new
known?
information that we did not know.
Oh,
But this is the one that became a Revenant, and there is a Revenant skin that will be shown.
Wow, that is
Right.
that might be one of the hottest lore minutes you've done.
That was deep.
Awesome.
That was deep.
Stephanie's lore minute.
Boom.
There we go. All right, so let's get right to it. Let's talk about Nightwolf. So if we want to talk about a character like we like to, we've talked about the lore. Archetype-wise, what kind of players would play Nightwolf? How does Nightwolf work?
Big D.
That's one.
Well, yes. I've been thinking of Nightwolf as a reactionary, mid-range footsies character. So what I mean by that is he has some really good tools in the mid-range that are based on figuring out what the opponent's going to do and then dealing with what they're going to do in a reactionary role. Like, the obvious one is he has his classic projectile reflex, where he turns green and he bounces the projectiles back. But he's got a couple other things that I think will make sense when I start.
He's got a new spin on it too.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, which is really
Which is true
exciting.
across, again, the characters, bringing
Yeah.
back classic things that they've done, but with a new twist on them.
Yeah, because a
Yeah.
lot of characters you want to see some of the stuff they've done before, but like it's always fun to add a little bit of a wrinkle to what they're doing.
Yeah.
We have created today 3 different Nightwolf loadouts. All look amazing.
Yes.
The second skin I'll say right now is like
That's pretty
second and third are like blow me away.
The third, I'm really into.
Super into. So let's show some Nightwolf, right?
All right, so let's just start off with the basics. As common in this game, he actually uses weapons a lot. He uses his hatchet, and he has a new weapon called a gunstock club, which he uses in a bunch of his attacks, and it's actually a real Native American weapon that they use. They would pick up guns and use them as clubs, and then they actually started making their own versions of them.
Right.
You can Google it. It's pretty gnarly.
Yeah, it was something that Edwards was really pushing for to give it new life and a new weapon.
And he can also use a spiritual axe as well as his real one. You can see there, he uses both, and then you can see the spirit one actually go away, and he puts the other one back. It's pretty neat.
I would assume the spiritual one's more powerful.
Sure. So let's go over just 3 or 4 moves I really wanted to show. The first is his forward 2, where he uses the new club, and that's a really long range overhead that he can
And it's
either
his
end
good
it.
speed too.
Yeah, I would say it's slightly on the slow side, but for an overhead,
Yeah.
it's not going to be lightning quick.
Right.
And he can actually hit confirm that into a special move, or he can just knock you down.
Classic shoulder charge.
Then to complement that is his forward 1, and that is super quick. I think
Yeah.
it's 14 frames, something like that, and that has
lot of
really good range.
Yeah, and it goes forward.
Yeah, he can also hit confirm that. He can stay safe on block by not finishing it. And I think these 2 moves really are like his core 2 mid-range moves, and they complement each other. So one forces you to stand block, but is a little bit on the slow side.
Right.
And the other one is super, super quick, and that's excellent for like punishing whiffs, like after you hit a low poke.
It's just a good, quick advancing
Yeah,
attack. Right?
it's one of those buttons that you really can't go wrong hitting.
Right.
Then he has another really good mid, which is his back one. He goes into this toe stomp, and then his shoulder charge. And this, you can see there's a ton of like natural delay for the shoulder, and it's awesome for staggering. You do the first 2 hits, and then you can go for throws, or jump overs, or low pokes, or let it go and you do the shoulder.
Gotcha.
Right.
And then lastly, I really like this string because it reminds me of UMK3. He has this kick to the chest,
Right.
ending in this chop, which is total UMK3.
Yeah, the chop is.
And I think this string is awesome for staggers. And this actually has a crushing blow. And the requirement is if the last hit is the only one to connect. So if the opponent blocks it, don't do the 3rd hit, you start doing throws.
Right.
And then when the opponent actually lets go of block because they think you're going to throw, that's when you get the crushing blow.
Cool.
And that leads to a pop-up.
Does he have his little classic low starter like from MK3?
He does,
Yeah.
and like
There
MK9,
it
it's
is.
not a low.
That's awesome.
Part the second
Yeah.
hit is.
The second hit is yes, but the first hit's a mid.
Right. And we'll actually get back to that move in a little bit.
Yeah.
Tyler
Yeah.
must have something about it.
Well, it changes later.
Oh, get out.
Yeah.
So let's show his throws, which I think are pretty cool. And he's one of the rare characters that has a crushing blow on both throws, which is always
Awesome.
really, really strong.
Love both of his throws. I especially I mean, the one with the light coming down is amazing. But the power that the gun club there has,
Yeah.
the moment he waits and like really loads it up is really cool.
And that may have a pretty cool brutality.
It may have?
It
It
may
may.
have.
There's just a chance of it.
After the hood, I'm always going to say meh.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So let's go over special moves.
Sure.
His base loadout is pretty much exactly what you'd expect. It's classic UMK3 Nightwolf with a couple of twists. So first, the shoulder barge. It's back, long range, great whiff punisher, great check.
Also,
However, new to this, it's a mid, which is a
Oh.
really big buff for this move. You used to be able to just crouch. So like Katana versus Nightwolf in like MK9, I would just crouch, and if he did shoulder, he was going to lose 50% of his life.
Right.
it was a high.
Yeah,
So in this game, it'd be even worse because you just crouch and then uppercut for crouching blow.
exactly.
Right.
So now you have to actually crouch block, which is going to set up all of his normal
But
attacks.
he
Yeah, which
gets
is
a crushing
right where he
blow
wants to be.
off of this as well.
Well, he has a new amplify thing where he chops you, and if only the amplify hits, he gets the crushing blow.
And it keeps you restanding.
Yep.
And you get to keep that axe in your head for a little bit.
Yeah,
Hold that.
which is
You
really,
gotta-
really gross.
You got to think about it.
So then he has his arrow back, which is a pretty standard, good projectile. It's pretty quick, but
Right.
there's a lot of stuff you can do with it. And I think this again plays into him kind of reacting to what you want to do or forcing you to move. He can amplify it and he really quickly shoots 3. And this is really good for catching people that they duck the first arrow and they try to advance in. It's like, no, I don't think so.
It's high, mid, high.
Right. And then he can also actually cancel it. So he can hold it, look for movement. If they're not going to move, he can cancel it.
My favorite thing to do is to hold it and then burn it.
Yeah, that's
Right.
super
So
fun.
that's like, there's just like a lot of levels of stuff you can
And
do.
if you cancel it, it also takes a bar, right?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
One thing I'd like to say that I love that you did here was you create the lore you gave early. You put Kano versus Nightwolf.
I actually always try. A lot of people get mad if I use Scorpion or Sub-Zero.
Yes, they
'Cause
do.
Especially Sub-Zero. The Sub-Zero community, I agree with you guys. He always gets beat up. So I try to base it on lore.
There you go.
Or at least use like Johnny Cage or something, because everybody hates Cage.
Whoa.
What?
It's
Not
That's
cool.
not even close to correct.
Not cool.
Anyway, and lastly, he has his reflect. And you can hold it. It's a reflect. It'll bounce back.
Now, good to know, it reflects one projectile.
Yes. If you throw multiple projectiles, it won't reflect a second. So you
Right.
have to be careful. So the opponent can't amplify if they have a double. Like Nightwolf's own arrow, he could amplify to hit Nightwolf.
Right. And Nightwolf then in return would get hit by one other one,
Yes.
but could reflect that one back if he wanted to.
A fun anecdote that happened between you and me the other day.
Oh, this is true.
You reflected my Katana fan, and I absorbed with her parry
Right.
my own fan, which then buffed me. And because we were playing on the balance patch, the buff was better.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Spoiler
Calm
alert.
it down,
Whoa, whoa.
Stephanie. Calm it down.
Not
Okay.
cool.
So, let's go into loadout 1. And the first 2 loadouts we're going to show are his tournament variations. Everyone's always like, oh my god, show the tournament variations. So, we aim to please. My wish is your command. And so this is
I wouldn't say that.
this is the one I actually personally use.
I prefer the other.
Yes. So the first one I would say is a combo based one. So he gains the hatchet uppercut. It's a good anti-air move. It's a combo ender.
Covers a
if you-
lot of space.
Yes, that's a very good point. You can kind of use it in the mid range if you want,
Right.
because that is a lot of space. And if you amplify it, that's where it really gets juicy. It's a big combo starter. So like, that's going to be like his chief combo starter. And one thing I really like, it's super fun to use. I was literally doing it right before we went on the air. He can double it, and the pop-up's still really good.
Awesome.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
There we go.
And you can
Nice.
see hella wall carry. Like from mid-range, he went all the way to the corner. So
Yep.
that's going to do really good damage. You are using 2 bars, so you're not going to be able to literally do it every time you get a pop-up, but it's pretty good. Secondly, he has Kiba, which is a spirit wolf. This buffs his damage, and it's a reference to Defenders of the Realm, which it's my favorite thing about Nightwolf, is that the wolf is Kiba. That's so great. I wish it could go into his chest and he could hack computers. But anyway, so this has a neat thing where if he amplifies it, I mistime it, and he actually gains armor. So that's actually a safer way to set it up. So a lot of times, like with Shao Kahn, it's very hard to get the buffs active, although not anymore.
Whoa!
We're gonna be run out of balance ideas by the time this is over.
So anyway, the opponent's going to have to guess whether you're going to amplify it or not. You can actually absorb the projectile, and then you're going to get a nice juicy damage buff.
That's awesome.
And a cool wolf comes out in house.
Yeah.
So I think that's variation 1. It's pretty much you get really good combos, and you get a damage buff to complement your really good combos.
I hope that the community howls anytime the wolf comes out.
It happened at Evo.
Oh, yeah?
When the
Yeah,
they
that
played
was
the trailer
awesome.
for it.
Oh, that's
Will
great.
you do the wolf real quick
Yeah.
and do throw? So 20 more damage
Yeah.
on a throw.
Wow,
So,
all
pretty
right.
beefy.
Also, if someone doesn't get top 8 and then actually act out his howling wind pose, I will consider that a personal insult and be very, very disappointed.
It's an insult to the entire Kombat Kast crew.
Yeah. It's an insult to the studio, the cinematics team, the audio team, the spirit,
Yeah, everything.
everything. Yeah. Like, why are you playing?
Yep.
Next,
I agree.
moving on. I don't even want to
So
think
before we
about
move on, let's also look at his fatal blow, because I think the into attack is super cool.
Yeah.
It's like a menagerie.
Cool.
All right, so loadout 2, and this is the one you really like,
Yes.
and it's the one like Ultra David, and I think a lot of people are gonna like. If you like grappling,
I do.
it. Who doesn't?
Lots of people.
Really?
Well,
That's sad.
it's my favorite style.
okay, so
First of all, just
the Revenant skin,
awesome.
yeah, it's awesome. The war paint's really cool, and his glowing eyes just look creepy. So the first thing he has in this one is he gains 2 additional combo enders, and they are throws. He gets this awesome tackle, and this actually adds a crushing blow, and it's a punish. So if you have this loadout, he gets additional damage when he blocks like a Kano ball or whatever.
we talk about this a lot. There's certain characters that if you don't get that crushing blow during the game, you probably lost the match.
Yeah.
You're getting this one every game.
Yeah,
if you're
I mean,
playing.
it's a
Yeah.
punish. There's no reason not to. And then he gets this, which is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life.
The rollout.
The rollout's so good. Yeah, I like how the rollout's timed with the knife dissipating.
Yeah. I actually do this early a lot. I'll do this out of range. The low one, and it works really well.
And this is the crushing blow.
Great
That's-
choice of axe, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
This
His-
could be some of your finest work for
His
costumes.
axes and gunstock clubs were really cool.
Yeah.
So then he gains an amplified reflect where he actually teleports. And he can actually reflect something and then teleport too. So it's like not only are you counter zoning, you're literally like getting in. So that's even better than counter. Like that's true counter zoning.
That does count. That costs a bar.
Yes, you can't just do it willy-nilly, but that complements the grappling, which we're about to show.
And it's so crazy, too, like we said earlier. Oh, there you go. Sorry. Like you can hold down the reflect too and
Yes.
change your timings up and things. It's really
Exactly.
cool.
Yeah, you can hold it for quite a while and then teleport. So he gains a true command grab. It has an amplify, which looks really nasty and actually gives him hella hit advantage. You can see Nightwolf is just walking along. He can actually jump over them. He gets a lot of time off that, and he has some pretty good tick throws. So that's not blocking. Okay. So, all 3 of his low pokes actually tick, which is pretty rare. And I think a really interesting one is 4-2, 1+2 actually ticks, but it's the first hit of the 2. Like the last
Right.
part is 2 hits. You can actually tick off that.
No confirm it. You have to dial it out.
Right, yeah, I
So,
am dialing out.
You have to take a chance. But yeah.
So yeah, you are sacrificing your combos because you don't have the up axe, but you get command grabs. So I think
a good
that's-
trade-off.
Yeah,
It's a
I
good
think it's
trade-off.
totally going to depend on your playstyle. I personally, I just stick at mid-range, spam forward 1, hit confirm into combos. That's how I want to play them. If you are someone who likes the idea of tick throws, all that kind of good stuff, I think you'll like it.
I've been playing a lot with Dan in cinematics, and I've been having a great time playing Nightwolf.
He's super fun. He's another one where I have to be honest. I'm not like this huge Nightwolf stan. Like he's never, I'm not like in UMK3. He's my main.
Right.
But he is. I play him for work, and I've had a ton of fun. He's very simple to pick up. I think he's very, very straightforward. Like there's not a lot of stances or complex stuff here. He's pretty simple, and that's always what I enjoyed out of a character.
Sure.
So let's go one more loadout that I made for fun.
Yep.
And this costume, this is mine. I love it.
We called it Night Cub, which you'll see why in a moment.
Because it's young, young human Nightwolf. I'm super into the wolf on his head, and I just love the jeans and jacket. That's so cool.
There's something weird about seeing like people in a fighting game like wearing jeans.
Right.
I just think it's cool, right?
So first, he has Spirit Tracks, which is actually replaces the shoulder, and it is a low roll into a sweep. And this is pretty awesome because again, it's an anti-zoning tool that
So you're going under
goes
projectiles.
under projectiles.
Yep.
So you can read a projectile, and then you can amplify it
Pop
and
up.
get a pop-up. And the amplification is actually another ability that I equipped. So I'm using 2 slots. Normally he will not get the pop-up on that, but I used it to get the pop-up.
Gotcha.
And then the second move I gave him is Hannah's Wrath, where he summons this Spirit Eagle. And this is a projectile that has very interesting properties. When it connects, it actually forces the opponent, they cannot do amplified moves. While they have that aura on them, Kano cannot do amplified ball, amplified not. Any of his amplifications are disabled, and it lasts a pretty decent length of time. And while we're not showing it, you're going to have to wait. The bear is another buff move, and his name is Como, if people want to know.
Of course people want to know.
Yeah,
they
so
do wanna know.
Hana, Como, and Kiba.
Cool.
And his second fatality is Comatose.
I'm super into that. That's good stuff.
Which I believe we revealed for the show that Ed was at
Yep.
Yes.
in Chile. Awesome. That right there is Nightwolf.
Yeah, I think he's a pretty cool character. I think if you really liked him in 9 and UMK3 and you just kind of want to play that honest mid-range game, I think you'll be pretty happy. He kind of...
Definitely, like, of course I always love when there's a command grab character that comes out and it fit what I wanted to do. Really enjoyed Nightwolf. And like you said, like a lot of our characters, like his barrier to entry is not huge.
Yeah, I think the barrier to entry is very, very low. He's not going to take a lot of mechanical skill. The skill is going to come in making the right reads.
Right.
Predicting when they're going to do a projectile, predicting when they're going to whiff a low poke because they're scared of your forward 2, or...
Or
He's
knowing when you
very-
get in with him, and then once you're in.
Exactly.
He's very good at being that person who has to make. If he makes those reads, you're in very good shape. Not, I mean, a lot of characters are, but he has a lot of tools that are like built for that.
Right.
So awesome.
Cool.
Great. So we are going to take you out for a little bit. You'll be back.
Oh,
You'll be
okay.
back.
Sounds
Okay.
like...
It's like, I put it the wrong way.
Yeah, well,
Derek's
right.
going to take a bit of a break.
I'm
We're gonna come back.
exhausted.
He's so tired. We're going to put up a little screen real quick. We're going to bring in Paulo Garcia, one of the lead designers here. And we're going to do what you've been waiting for as well and talk about some balance changes. So, John, let's throw that screen up and let's
Bring in the
be back in
Lord.
like a minute and a half. All right, we're back. Very quick. Paulo Garcia,
How's it going?
welcome to the show. Paul's one of the lead designers here at NetherRealm, and you are here to talk about some of the balance stuff that's incoming.
Yep.
Now, one thing we do want to mention, the list is pretty substantial.
Yeah.
We're not going over even a fourth of it.
Yeah, it's substantial, I would say, just in raw numbers, but a lot of it is just very fine, like, minutia tweaks that aren't necessarily made to, like, now all of a sudden you win a lot more. It's more of just balancing things out throughout the entire cast, and a lot of the overall goal was just to make it where some of the competitive variations that were used less than others, we've tried to either make adjustments to the one that was used more, the ones used less, to make it where they would be more evened out.
Yeah, so there's a lot of that, and then there's also a couple, maybe 3 or 4 characters who got just some overall changes.
Yeah, we made a lot of tweaks to just the characters that are considered generally the best, and then the characters that are considered generally the worst. And it's data coming from just casual players, Combat League players, competitive players, people that go to our IPS tournaments. Right. A lot of it just raw data that we intake too, just from like data as we see playing the game, and it's the data feedback as we see from replays and stuff.
Cool. We get a lot of analytics. We have a lot of numbers here, and that's what it goes. I mean, everything that happens with this game goes into that. So, to start, let's talk real quickly about the first stuff.
Well, before we go over characters, I wanted to go over a couple like overall things that we did. The first is we took a really good look at low pokes. Mm-hmm. There were a lot of down 1s, down 3s that were very, very, very strong, very low recovery, and you and the other designers kind of looked through and made a pretty significant amount of changes. The changes themselves are not super significant. They're not now, full combo punishable, but there's a great number of them.
Yeah, a lot of them are just this move has one more frame of recovery, where that doesn't seem like a huge deal, but it just brings it in line to some of the other low pokes, just to keep them all in the general area. There'll always be some that are better than others. That's the general design of things, but we did want to take some of the higher ends and bring them down a little bit, and some of the worst pokes and make them a little better.
Like one of the key ones is Geras is down 1.
Yeah, that one just has one more just frame of recovery, which doesn't seem like a big deal up front, but it does make it where after you block one, you can then poke him back before he does another one, or he can get out of range a little bit and then shoulder you. It just adds a little bit more to the gameplay.
And again, we're not going to go over the whole list of them, but they'll be in the patch notes. Everyone all the nerds into frames, and I'm one of them. I say that with love. me and Aaron would be combing through that if we weren't here. You can look at that very, very soon, and then go into training mode, and then you can also make up ones that we didn't actually change and claim we did. All that fun stuff.
The stealth.
Right. So the second thing is adjusted hitboxes and hurt boxes. There are a substantial amount of moves that were low profiling and we did not want them to as well. There were some mid attacks that you could duck under. One of the examples there would be Johnny Cage's 1-2-1. Character should not be able to crouch under that anymore, the mid hits.
Yeah, and it's one of those where it's not really something where it's like a hard and steady rule. It's just we made it where the hurt boxes are a little bit better for the attacker when somebody's trying to low profile, but low profiling is always going to still be a thing in fighting games in general, and it's something we want as a player, is where you can try to see your opponent's doing something and he's jumping in, and you can use one of your low attacks sort of get down. We just want to make sure that they're someone in line and they aren't going too low or anything like that.
Excellent. And just one thing, just to reiterate, we picked a couple character matchups that we'll use to show, because some of the changes, there's been a couple new crushing blows added, a couple new moves added. Certain things we're going to be able to show. And then we're going to discuss a few other things, but again, our patch notes will tell you where everything else is. So I say we should get you, is that it?
One more exciting thing, and this one's very intriguing. We are introducing health differences for a few key characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the two cons, they've got higher health than the rest of the cast. Kodo has higher health than Shao Kahn. And same thing with some of the higher tier characters. The characters just have more tools than other characters. Some of them have gotten health that's lower than 1,000.
I think it's Cassie, Sonya, and Jackie.
Yeah, that's at least them. There might be one more, but yeah.
And we're not talking 500 less.
Right.
No.
You're not going to uppercut them and they just die.
Yeah, you would have taken an extra down 1, so stuff like that. So it's stuff that where it factors in, where a lot of times where you'd be like, I could have barely lived, and or something like that, where it'll factor into matchups, but it's not something that's meant to completely sway a matchup one way or another.
I have been fighting Ducky Shao Kahn a lot lately, and I'll do the fatal blow, and I'm like, I got it. He's gonna die, and then he barely survives, and I get emo.
It's fine.
All right, so let's start going over characters.
Yep. Let's go to the screen here. So we have Cassie and Cetrion.
So the first thing for Cassie is we have introduced a bigger gap and more recovery on her amplified up shadow kick. Mm-hmm. Specifically, if you flawless block it.
Yeah, so with a lot of these characters, we want to make sure that we didn't go and change their overall game plan and stuff. Like, she's still, like, probably the most, like, footsie neutral-based character in the game, as far as, like, whiff punishing and stuff. But it's more of her up kick she was able to use as sort of like a get-out-of-jail-free card. In almost all situations, you could use it on wake-up, use it get out of the corner, you could use it in pressure tools, and then keep yourself safe. Where now there's a flawless block gap in there where you can bait your opponents to do it or not. And if you know they're going to always try to go for it, you can flawless block it and then spend some remeter to punish her back.
Cool.
So with Cetrion, we actually took a good look at her Force of Nature variation, which is the ground pound one. So the first thing, and I like Cetrion, so this is very exciting. You can actually cancel her ground pound, and it is super fast. You hold up, it does use a bar of defensive stamina, but you can see normally she does the second one, and she'll actually cancel out of it. And, oh, sorry.
Yeah, and it costs defensive stamina. It doesn't come back that fast, so it's not something you can just be throwing out. You're not going to be doing like all trying to do crazy Cetrion pressure now. It is more of the thing where you can do your ground pounds and keep them safe when you're willing to do it, but then your opponent can also be knowing that you're willing to do it and work around that.
And this I'm super excited for. She gets a brand new Crushing Blow. It's off her Rock Crush move, and the requirement is hit it from max range.
It's like the very tip of the rock that's taken.
And that'll break her face.
And this is one of those things we talked about where we're taking some of the versions of the character that are not probably being used as much and giving them a little more to do.
And
yeah, just balancing the two out.
Yeah.
Right, and these are mostly the things we're going to be showing right now. So that's what we wanted to show for those two.
Awesome. Couple discussion points between while we're setting up the next characters, which is right there.
Frost, we did a lot of frame changes too. I think, to me, the most notable is her back one is significantly faster, giving her a very good fast mid.
For those of people who don't know what her back one is, what is
that?
her
Is the move where she bops you with her head.
Yeah, she clubs you with her own head.
Yeah. So I love that she's going to have a good mid, but I especially love that it's literally hitting you with her head.
Yeah, and it being the one of her faster mid strings also has a drawback to it where you can't cancel that string in the special moves that use the head also. So it's got a little bit of drawback there, but it does give her a string to play around with just to mix up within her other ones.
Right.
And there are several other frame changes that you can see. A really big one is we've taken a look at Gearus's Crushing Blow requirements.
Yeah, his were ones where it was polarizing some matchups where it could be where you couldn't throw your projectile against Garrus, so he could sort of block it, and then he just got a free 30% on you, depending on which round it was in. You could sort of save it. So that one has a Crushing Blow requirement that's more in line with the rest of the cast. So it was to make his where his were just overall easier than other characters. We made his a little bit harder to do.
And then one final thing is we looked at a lot of Jackie's frames, and I think the big one to me is her clenched double knee has significantly less hit advantage. When she knocks you down, she no longer can like go to the kitchen, get a snack, come back, and then pressure you.
Yeah, it's still the most damaging ender you can do. So it has that, and it doesn't switch sides with your opponent. So it still has a use for it. But now if you want to get more hit advantage, you can go for the overhead one. And there's more. It sort of makes it where you don't automatically end every combo in the clinch knees. You sort of open up the other options more.
So let's go to another gameplay example.
Another version of like Kano Dirtbag, like
yes,
it's not played as much. There was a Evo win with it, I did see. So we made Dirtbag Kano a little more, more stuff to do.
So one of the cool things is we took a look at his acid move and increased the hitbox, the range on it. It's an overall better move. Like you can see, this now actually connects when before it would not. And it has, so normally when you amplify it, he tosses that and sets them on fire. It has a new version where you hold back, and he actually leaves a flaming puddle on the ground that he can use, kind of like a Caltrops, like or Aaron Black's acid.
And then in doing that just in the middle of the screen, he'll still be a negative, so it's not something you necessarily want to do. But there were a lot of combos where he did, if you were in a juggle with that move, where he would throw the Molotov cocktail past them, especially in the corner, and you would end up getting punished with triangle, where now you can do the close version, and that'll hit in a lot more juggles. So it's more of an offensive tool, but you can also use it every once in a while as a mix-up tool to catch your opponent off guard.
He also has, like, we buffed the Vegemite buff, the Kano Ball, now does more damage. There's a few other fun stuff like that.
Yeah, and a lot of it just, some of it was bug fixes. Like, it was really hard to input the up ball when you had the supered up charge ball, where now that input you can do at any point while he's rolling. And if you actually do go into the up ball, it does a little bit more damage. So a lot of little small tweaks here and there.
Cool.
So let's take a look at Aaron Black. The first thing is, and I love this, we have slowed down the startup of his Fatal Blow. It was like lightning fast, and it's still pretty quick, but I think it's like 8 frames slower, so it'll be in the patch notes.
Yeah, it's enough where you can't just throw it out to whiff punish anything, so you can be a little bit more reckless than you were before, but it still has this menacing presence of it. It reaches full screen, but it's still high, you can duck it sort of now when you see it coming and stuff.
And another interesting change is to...
Well, I was going to try this.
Okay,
Remember?
You want to do it?
Yeah, so set it to human, and you slide on me.
Okay.
Your guess if I could do it in 4 tries? It's actually pretty easy, but I mess it up a lot.
Okay, ready?
Okay, hold on. So tell them what we're doing first.
All right, so the amplification of his overhead boot no longer hits you if you're airborne. So if you jump out, you will not be hit, and that means you can actually punish him in black if he goes for it.
Right, but you can jump out, sure. You can also short hop,
Yes.
which makes the full punish easier.
All right, you ready?
But it's, for me, I'm very excited to try this.
3 chances?
Yep.
Well, it's an overhead.
Oh, yeah. Okay, do it again, sorry. Reset. I forgot how I did this the other time.
Okay, that's on me.
I would have done it that time, too. What am I doing wrong?
Everything.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
Okay,
anyway.
that was close. That was close.
Should have practiced it beforehand.
All right, you got it.
There it is.
And I was
Yeah.
holding block. That's a
Yeah,
true punish.
that's a true punish. So you can short hop it and full punish.
Yeah, but it's one of those where if he doesn't go for the extra shot and you do short hop, he'll actually be slight advantage. So it's one of those things where you have to sort of watch him to see if he actually does it, or you can come up with different ways to option select your way out of it. If a character is a dive kick, for example, you can jump up and then react to it, stuff like that. So something where it'll make it more interesting in matchups.
Yep.
So before we go to the next match, we have another thing. Katana. We've taken a look at Variation 2, the Adinian Dance move. The fans that circle her are now mid, and they are pretty good on block now.
Yeah, and when you did the move before, she slid back a little bit when she did it. Now you can actually hold forward and she'll slide forward a little bit. So you can choose to do the move as sort of like a anticipation of the guy coming in or jumping in, or you can use it as block pressure and get it in where you can, depending on when you let go to when the things are spinning, you can be at a different like a plus or minus advantage. And it's a way to have Katana where she gives up her combos for using that variation, but it makes it more of a like block pressure stagger type thing that doesn't really have another character in the game that's like that.
We also took a look at Kotal's cat variation. That's my favorite. The cat moves are now much safer.
Yeah, and you actually have a couple more frames to amplify them when you're doing them to make it a little bit easier to come out. And then when you do de-amplify cat moves, they'll be safe on block. It's still negative, but they'll be like -7 or something.
Yeah, I think the air one is just totally safe, and the ground one is like pretty safe, I think.
Kotal also is one of those characters who got just a lot of frame changes.
Yeah.
Yes, same with Katana, all these characters.
Yeah, and he also has the highest health in the game now too. So mixing it up with the blood totem that you have in the second competitive variation, you can sort of live longer, and you sort of just outlast your opponents while bashing them in.
Nice.
So Shao Kahn, I think one of the big ones is forward 2-4,
That's
which
the big hammer
big
that-
overhead. That's now not just safe on block; it's plus.
Yeah, and it does have a pretty big gap where some characters will be able to just jab out of it. Some characters can use reversals to like parry out of it, but then you can always flawless block it. So it's one of those things where the first move is a high, so you can sort of see it coming, but then he sort of has a pretty fast follow-up and he can special cancel it. So it just gives it a little bit more of a mix-up from his big range that he has with the hammer.
Yeah.
Also got a lot of other changes
Yes.
as well. Frame changes.
Yes. Also, the taunt moves, the Dark Priest, the point and laugh, those all have better recovery. So
Yeah, they all recover a little bit better. It's not something you can just throw out mid-screen and expect not to get punished, but there will be better setups you can do now to get them out safely, or get them out kind of safely, depending on when you can trick your opponent.
All right, so let's go to gameplay again. And
This
we
one
have-
I'm excited about.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
For both of these, actually.
Yes.
I've been actually playing the Nightwolf Collector matchup all day, so I've seen a lot of these new changes. The Noob Summit one is really cool because we've had a lot of people talk about a very particular crushing blow.
Yes.
And this
So,
will lead into that.
He has a new amplified move. So his low slide can now be amplified, and a second clone comes out. I'm super into little gestures he does. And
Do it again real quick. Oh, yeah.
so this is obviously good because you're getting more damage.
Well, that's just one shadow, though, right?
Yeah. but that's 2 shadows.
Oh.
Which means his tackle crushing blow is to hit 10 shadows in a match, and that's been very, very hard in real gameplay. And he now has double the hits if you use this variation, which is the one I use actually.
Yeah, and it's sort of you give up a little bit of your combos using this variation. This variation is more akin to like the traditional Mortal Kombat from 2011. So it's more of like a sort of zoning variation, but not really, sort of like mid range and just a punish. But you can also use that to keep the slide safe from certain distances, and it just gives it a little bit more of different gameplay from the other variation, which is sort of just a combo punish one.
So Collector has a boatload of little frame changes, but one of the major ones to show is this string now actually has a brand new reaction that pops you up.
I am still not blocking it right.
He also now can actually use this and do the strings on whiff or block, which previously he could not do. He can cancel into a special move, he can do the full string, he could actually still just do the forward 3. He has all the different options to do from forward 3, which is definitely his longest range move.
Yeah, and it gives him something else to do from full screen outside of just throwing a bowler or just trying to slowly move in your opponent. You can sort of like do the big leg, and then they don't know if you're going to throw out the shotguns afterwards or not.
Cool.
Pretty cool. And again, you can check out the patch notes for a bunch of other fun stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, and his combos always tended to be more grounded, where that new string does give him some more combo opportunities, but also gives the opponent the opportunity to break away where they didn't have before.
Let's take a real quick detour. It's not on the list.
Let's do these 2.
Okay, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
I forgot to add that one, sorry.
Yeah.
I messed up big.
I think we're going to be fine.
There's a lot of people, a lot of Devora fans out there.
Yeah.
Devora did get some help in this patch.
She has a significant amount of frame changes that are pretty exciting. But then the really cool thing is her Arachnophobia variation actually has a brand new crushing blow. It is off her throw, and the requirement is to, if the opponent has one of the bugs on them. If she does her forward throw.
It helps to be in that.
Oh, yeah, that's a really good point.
Who messed up now?
Well, that was my example of what it is like now, pre-patch.
Right. Yeah.
So that was
we
the
talked about doing it
contrast.
that way. That's right.
That was the contrast. So now it's locked and loaded. And a bug to the chest.
Pretty
so,
good. Pretty good.
So
kill
it makes the projectiles better in that variation. It makes any combos in that thing better. And you can choose to like cash out into calling the bugs back, or you can use your throw. The one thing new now is if the opponent happens to tech her throws, you do lose the bugs on them. So it's sort of like a buff and a nerf, but it's one of those things where it just makes the gameplay variation completely different from the other one.
More
It's more
dynamic
about
with that,
mix-ups,
yeah.
and this one has some different combos too with the overhead spider move.
This next thing is super cool.
So with Jade, her pole vault variation, normally she can just do the pole vault, or she can cancel it. She now has the ability to hit amplify and actually go into a shadow kick at any point.
Now you're not pushing in the shadow kick inputs.
Correct.
You're just amplifying run.
Yes. So that's basically
Can you
check.
double amplify run to get the backside of it?
You cannot.
Okay.
And if she's in Fatal Blow territory, she can actually go into Fatal Blow, which is super fun because you get the armor.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where from full screen you can turn on her flashing, you can then run through a thrown projectile and then shadow kick it. Where there might have been before where you couldn't have punished some moves from full screen, but now she can. It also helps this variation also just get on top of the guy, which this variation is more of a offensive legit as opposed to the other one where it's more of like throw glaives and run away.
Awesome. I think we have one more character matchup. And again, we're going through some stuff we can actually show. Read the patch notes, get to training mode, and start angry tweeting at me as soon as you can.
All right, so I think this we don't have to talk about. We can just show. Oh my God. Millions of people in Combat League just breathed a sigh of relief.
Yeah, I've seen funerals playing on Twitter for Scorpion.
So, teleport's now a high.
Teleport is now a high.
Now,
So you
meter burn
get a-
teleport is still a high mid.
Yep. It's still a very fast, awesome anti-footsie tool. I think it's still a great, great move. But if your opponent is absolutely spamming it and you're having trouble with the amplified versus not mix-up on block, that's a clear-cut way to not even deal with it. They're bodied.
Cool.
And lastly, we're going to sew something with Raiden's Variation 2, which I think is maybe the coolest of the changes we made.
Really?
So, when he has this on, it acts the way it used to do, but it also buffs 2 of his attacks.
For those who don't play Raiden, this is a buff to him that...
It makes it so that he has access to an extra move that is very, very, very fast.
Yeah, it makes it where when he blocks attacks, he'll charge up his hands even more. And once you have, I believe it's a charge of 2, you can then do a reversal attack. That's one of the fastest attacks in the game that you can reversal out of any block that'll hit your opponent. And the Amplify for that move actually throws on 4 lightning bolts. It almost covers the entire screen. It can make Raiden safe out of a lot of situations where if you're getting pressured and you have that thing on, you can get your opponent away from you no matter what.
But the new thing is, it buffs his offense and defense by buffing 2 of his standard special moves. So, now, when this is active, this move becomes super safe because of this pushback. You can see it's pretty significant. And secondly, this, you can see this is the normal reaction, becomes a pop-up, and he gets a combo starter.
That's if you amplify it.
Right. So, if he uses the bar meter, he actually gets a low combo starter with hella range. And this thing is very quick to come off. Similar to Scorpion's like chain buff thing, I think this is one you can just really throw out, and they have to make a hard read if they think you're going to do it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where in playing this, you're giving up the teleport from the other competitor variation, so it's something where it has its pros and cons, but it does make it where this one now has a certain appeal to it where the other one doesn't.
All right. I think that's it for talking about the character balance stuff for now. Derek's going to be back on here in a second and discuss a few more things that are coming with the balance patch. Paulo.
So with in practice mode, when you have the real-time frame data boxes, the actual visual look for that has changed a little bit. It's a little bit more transparent, and it's a little bit smaller in profile. So you can actually use it now without it being obtrusive or being in the way of certain things. There have been a lot of just changes to gear drops in general. Some of the ones where it just told you this thing is in the crypt will actually have more detailed information of what type of chest it is, or if it's in a certain location and stuff like that. That'll be something we'll be expanding even more in future patches, where we'll be going into more detail of where you actually get items, so you can go over a piece of gear you don't have yet and actually see exactly where you get it and how you get it.
Cool.
The Johnny Cage announcer is now available to people. It's a reward for racing against time. That's something a lot of people have been looking for.
Derek was going to say that. Uh-oh.
It's very fun.
Thanks.
Oh. Cool.
But yeah, and a lot of it is just a little bit of just small changes here and there, and it's all just to make where you can pretty much play whatever competitive variation you want, whatever character you want, and have a chance. But it's not like the characters you're playing for. You still need to put the time in and stuff like that. And but yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on to talk about the balance. Again, it'll be online. Look for it and start getting to practice mode and see what you can do now. We're going to go back real quick to that balance patch screen. We'll bring Derek back in. Thank you so much, Paulo, for joining us. Hello, welcome back, Derek.
Hey!
You have a couple things. Paulo stole your thunder on one of them.
Totally stole the thunder.
But Johnny Cage announcer pack.
Yeah, so if you make the top 10% of Race Against Time, you'll unlock the Johnny...
In any season.
In any week. So it is a permanent reward that's always there. If you reach the top 10% of the Race Against Time, you'll unlock the Johnny Cage announcer pack, and it's hilarious.
It's a lot of fun.
It's hilarious. Also in Towers of Time, we've added little difficulty gauges as well, so you can kind of just scan across the main tower platform screen and see this is easy, this is medium, this is hella hard.
I don't think we call it hella. I don't think that's the title.
No, we do.
Yeah,
it's the actual term. Hella hard.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. Okay.
And so you can get a better example up front of what difficulty of the tower platform you're about to go into. Another thing that we've also added are new rewards.
So this is cool.
So Basically, the last tower of any tower platform is going to give you one of 3 different reward types. It's going to be a piece of gear or augment for the character you are playing as. It's going to be a skin or augment for the character that you are playing as, or is going to be an augment for the character that you are playing as. So people that are like, hey, I really want to get this Jackie skin or one thing or another. Well, if you complete these last towers on the tower platform, the chances of you getting this piece of gear or whatnot for your character that you're looking for have been increased greatly. So we just have basically a large pool of those rewards. And so if you sit and you play hell a lot of Jackie, you're going to get through that pool and get pretty much everything that we have inside of it for those characters now.
Cool. I think a lot of people are happy who are trying to dress their characters like they like to.
So like the
Which
group
is
battles.
everybody.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Let's be real.
So
Every video game ultimately boils down to playing dress up.
Yes.
Yes. So like group battles and boss fights, those are a really easy way for you to get skins for the character you are playing as. And group battles are just fun to get with buddies and whatnot, friends, and try and beat a boss, and then you walk away with stuff that you're wanting.
Let me do a little PSA real quickly about those. I've played a lot of those. Mm-hmm. I've won a lot of those.
Uh-huh.
Some of them I lose.
Yeah.
Can you guess why?
Because people aren't assisting you with modifiers?
I'm sure everyone who's watching the stream knows this because you are savvy Mortal Kombat fans.
Mm-hmm.
You're savvy.
You're savvy.
Super savvy.
When you are playing, you can give buffs to people as they're fighting. Push those buttons.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
Use the Shinnok flick, right? Give me some health.
I felt bad. I was playing one, and a guy recognized my gamer tag, and he messaged me saying, "Oh, it's so cool I'm playing with you," and none of them pushed the buttons, and I didn't play another round with them.
Maybe they thought you don't need the help because of your fundamental.
Have they seen me play?
Yeah, they know. They know he needs the help. So, yeah, those are some of the changes. We've added more tower platforms. Of course, starting on the 13th, you're going to have the Nightwolf trial tower platform in case you didn't purchase him earlier. And you're going to start seeing Nightwolf popping up a lot as bosses. His tag assist tower is going to be popping up. So all those things are coming here with the patch.
Awesome, which is, today.
Yeah, we added another 25 tag assist tower platforms.
Oh, wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, so so you'll see some more content.
Let's keep the train rolling
Boop, boop, doo.
with Derek doing birthday shoutouts.
Oh, birthday shoutouts.
Yeah, my favorite part.
Birthday shoutouts.
So,
All right.
John, that's what he was doing with his phone.
Yes, that's what I was getting ready.
That's great.
All right. So we got Messy MX.
I don't want to break kayfabe here, but Paula was all into that, and that just made my life.
For the record, he's shaking his head no.
No, that's because he loves it.
Yeah.
That's when Paula likes something. Yeah. We've got Parsa Hossein. We've got Arturo Sanchez.
Oh, wow.
Happy birthday, Art.
NYC Furby?
Yes. We've got Nicholas Elliott, Jenna Fowler, Combat Clone, the Lord of Lipton, a.k.a. Dr. Love. His parents are watching. Hey, parents. Joshua S. Turman, everyone's favorite Rainbow Pride, Coach Steve.
Oh, known coach.
Known coach. Our boy Uncaged Games. Andy Senesac.
Yeah, we know him.
Okay, it's his birthday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did he place last in the Fantasy Football League last year? He did. Moving on.
Okay. Matt Colesio, IT.
Yep.
Bryce Butler. Bryce was working on some cool stuff.
Okay.
Can't talk about it. My bestest buddy, Jordan Peterson, and my son, Cameron Kurtzik.
Happy birthday, Cam.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Cam with a K, right?
Of course. Again.
I did see him dig it that time. That's actually happening.
I have one. Happy birthday to King Hippo.
King Hippo, yeah,
Awesome.
absolutely.
Happy birthday, King Hippo. So that is going to wrap it up. I mean, I know you guys. Most people are like, "Oh, it's the belt battle. Let's go check. Let's go to practice mode."
Flip.
Yeah,
Right.
They're done. But I think you and I should play a match or two for the belt.
Absolutely.
I am the current holder of the belt.
You are? You
The
are?
belt is downstairs somewhere. So we go to tourney mode. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is regular versus, yeah.
Yeah. We
Now, there has been chatter in the building downstairs that you may try Nightwolf.
I'm going to.
How prepared do you think you are?
I probably won't win yet.
No, I'm not going to win.
Oh wow.
Oh, Jackie. Interesting. I did not know about this.
Me neither.
So I enjoy Nightwolf.
Let the intro.
There have been other Nightwolves?
I am the latest in a long line.
Mind blown.
Round 1. Fight.
Badass looking Nightwolf.
All right, so far, a lot of aggression from both players. Cactus,
Oh. No, here we go.
definitely one of my favorite interacts. What I like is if you look really closely, the spines from the cactus are actually in the opponent for a little bit. Would you touch a cactus for $500?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Like, no, you have to touch the spine.
Yes.
Yeah.
For $500, really?
Yeah, no problem.
Just touch them? Yes.
No, but you'll get stuck.
Okay.
Says who?
That's the bet. All right, good block. Fatal Blow is in play, and it would.
Ooh.
That was not the best use I've ever seen. So it'll come back in about 8 to 9 seconds. Now both have Fatal Blow.
Oh.
Oh wow, they are both whiffing Fatal Blow. That's gonna kill.
No.
No, broke away. Oh,
So you've been playing Jackie without telling me. I knew you were gonna trick me.
I'm not a tricky person.
but you didn't tell him you were playing Nightwolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
You
I did
totally
today.
Oh, okay. I apologize.
And I mean, am I really playing Jackie?
Kind of. And you're.
It looks like you're doing fine. Oh. You gotta get out of that corner.
Oh, messed it up.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Very good throw. I'm going to assume that was on purpose.
Yeah, totally. Isn't it always?
Throws are one of the best ways to punish a wake-up roll because they'll actually beat invincibility.
No.
All right.
Ooh.
Oh, very good crushing blow. That did hella damage.
Oh,
Oh,
no!
speaking of hella, gets the restand, goes in for the poke.
Oh!
Wow, fatal blow.
Well done, Lane.
Now, I don't know if that was a wise use, but you did get the round.
I
So
want
it's
the
fine.
round. I want
Yeah.
the round.
The round's the most important thing.
It's always the round.
The
all about
effects
the
on the
round.
lightning are really, really good.
Final round. Fight.
All right, here we go. I was about to see I'd like to see some arrows, and you read my mind.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Accidental beating that.
Oh.
Big
whoops.
pressure. Oh, went for the overhead. No combo, though. It's looking ugly right now. Wake up 3.
No.
Throws her into the corner. Very smart. Ooh,
Okay.
back 2. That move you can actually get combos, especially in the corner. And it's an anti-air. It's pretty decent normal.
You tried to do the fatal blow. You didn't have it yet.
I did. I was looking at yours.
Now he does. Oh.
Oh!
Oh. Beat it before the armor came off.
No! Wow. Well done, Lanny.
Oh.
You gonna stick with that? Well, I lost.
The only thing sticking is the club in your head.
You
Yeah.
can switch if you'd like, because you lost. Do you like? You want me to switch too?
No, that's fine. That's
Okay.
fine. I mean, I lost. So.
What are you gonna do?
Is Jade a smart move? Because you do a lot of zoning and he has reflect. And I've played the match. If he reflects the airglaive, it actually bots
Go.
her.
It's just fun. Here we go.
Is this fun or is this serious?
It's fun.
It's fun, I think.
Yeah, it's fun.
All right.
Round 1. Fight.
Oh, I messed up.
A lot of jump ins from Derek.
Always.
Oh.
It's like my go-to.
Goes for the hop attack. I really love that with Nightwolf you have to have the stomp, so I like that he has every version of the stomp you could think of, we did.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, no crushing blow though. That would have been big. Fatal blow is available, but
There it is.
ow.
Ouch.
That is one of my favorite crushing blows because it always comes out of nowhere and it
Yeah.
always makes you like physically recoil.
It always seems to work too.
Yeah. Pretty decisive round. Oh, teleport. I forgot about that, so I'm guessing Derek did too.
I did too. Totally.
Goes for the big overhead, but isn't comboing into it.
I'm not quite. I'm still too new to kind of know. Like, it's not my fingers yet. You know what I mean?
It's in your mind, but your fingers don't listen.
Yes.
Goes for the shoulder.
Oh, I don't have it either.
Big pressure here. That little jig she does after that move is the coolest thing. Alright, Fatal Blow's in play, but again, it's kind of early. Oh, wow.
Okay, I'll take
That's
it.
pretty cocky. Now, this is tough, but obviously winnable. Okay, Fatal Blow's in play, and Fatal Blow would probably kill. Oh, that's heartbreaking.
I know what he's trying to do.
What am I trying to do?
Throws her in the corner. Big command grab. That might kill. Amplify it?
That's gonna
Oh, yeah.
Trying to
Very
take my
good.
head off.
No, I would never.
Not working, is it?
No, it's not. It's not working at all.
Okay. Alright, let's see if Tyler can get out of the corner. Very good roll. Good blocking.
That's gonna hurt.
Oh, that's a crushing blow. That's hella.
That's gonna hurt too.
Yep, and that'll be a pop-up. What if that move did more if she had the high heels on?
It should. Apparently that beats out mine.
Big shoulder.
Ooh.
Alright, Fatal Blow. I could literally hear Derek mashing.
Yep, sure could.
I respect that. Oh, and Tyler's scared of it.
He's just vlogging.
That'll be it. Tyler's going to retain the belt and have the first big high-stakes win with Nightwolf.
Oh yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe not. And both have Fatal Blow. Well, Tyler's isn't available, but they haven't used them.
No, I'm dead.
And that'll be it.
I'm it. That's it.
4 downs and... Oh, never mind.
Does it again. Back-to-back brutalities.
I like that you're playing Jade. It fits you.
I didn't play Jade. I played
Not Jade.
Jackie.
I like to play Jade too. I like you playing Jackie. It fits your style. It's fast
Unbridled
and
offense? Yeah.
Unbridled offense.
I play with this guy Bremo, and he beats my ass all the time with her. And so I'm like, I want to play it. That's what I want to do.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We had a great time. I hope you guys all had a great time watching. Please go to your training modes, figure your characters out now, see what new stuff you can take.
Panic.
You can do. First, you have the stages of patch.
Tweet that your character's ruined and you'll never get top 8 again. Or tweet that you're excited and you will now never not get top 8 again.
Lots of options here.
Right.
Derek, thank you
Yeah.
for being here. Sorry, Paulo took your thunder with the one thing.
No, it's totally cool. It's the Lord.
Sure.
Will you guys all be attending Scorpion's funeral?
Nice. Stephanie, thank you so much. Well done. Jonathan Anderson.
I didn't count a
Carib's-
single screw up.
We just did. We just did it. You screwed it up.
Wow. Wow, John is angry. Thank you, Paulo, who's sitting back there laughing at fun sound effects on Derek's phone. We'll see you very soon. We're going to start trying to do some more streams now that we kind of got the patch out of the way, got all the stuff out of the way. Get some badges out to people. Get some of those.
Let's do it.
So thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you very soon on the Kombat Kast.